This video will show you how to install Boost Auto Parts power folding and or power extending mirrors onto your 2015 to 2020 F-150 truck. This video applies to trucks not originally equipped with power folding and or power extending and shows you how to add the features with the Boost Auto Parts patent pending wireless power fold and power extending modules. This video is explicitly for those who originally had 8-pin mirrors. That means that your mirrors did not originally have the downward facing puddle light or the blind spot monitoring in glass. If you originally had those features, please reference a separate Boost Auto Parts video. However, if you did not, please reference this video for how to install power fold and or power extending mirrors onto your 8-pin F-150 truck. To get all the parts and accessories shown in this video, as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check out our website at boostautoparts.com. Begin by disconnecting the negative terminal on the battery. It is absolutely necessary to remove the negative terminal from the battery. Do not skip this step. Using a trim tool, remove this triangle trim piece covering up the mirror mounting nuts. Unplug the 8-pin connector going to the mirror.
Remove the two mounting nuts there. Remove the two mounting bolts on the side here. Be sure to support the mirror as you're removing these. Remove the mirror. There is a trim clip there, so it may be a little firm pulling it out.
Safely guide all of the wires provided on your Boost Auto Parts mirror into the square hole leading into the truck, then mount the mirror into place. Be sure to pull all the slack through, ensuring that no wires are left between the body of the mirror and the truck to prevent pinches. Make sure no wires are pinched between the base of the mirror and the truck. Safely secure the two mounting bolts as well as the two mounting nuts to retain the mirror onto the vehicle. Remove this trim cover over the door grab. Remove the trim plate directly under the door grab. Remove the 7 7mm bolts holding on the door panel. There's 2 behind the trim cover directly below the door grab, 2 below the trim cover that was directly on the door grab, 1 up at the top near the mirror, and then 2 at the bottom. Using a trim tool, release the clips holding the door panel onto the door.
Remove the handle lever here. You just want to depress this tab down here and it'll pop right out.
Remove any electrical connectors, then remove the door panel completely. Unplug the main connector going to the door module. There's a latch here on the front. Depress the latch and then pull straight down. Locate the harnesses provided with your Boost Auto Parts wireless modules. Open them up and take the red T-taps out. Place the wire from slot 1 of this connector into the jaws of the T-tap and fold the T-tap over until it fully latches. You may need to take some pliers and squeeze on the T-tap. Place the wire in slot 2 into the jaws of the T-tap. Fold the T-tap over until it fully latches. You may need to use some pliers to get it to fully engage. Plug the door module connector back in. You should hear and feel it latch. Shown here on the screen is the left and right side modules along with their corresponding harnesses. Note that the left side has an additional harness that the right side does not. The modules are labeled left hand and right hand. You need to install the proper module on the proper side. Locate the left hand module and corresponding harnesses as we will begin installing them on the driver's side. Take the smaller connector with the harness provided by Boost Auto Parts and plug it into the module. Plug the second connector for the driver's side ECU in. Take the red wire from the Boost Auto Parts harness and connect it to the wire in slot 1. Make sure the metal from the disconnect slides directly into the T-tap and that the disconnect slides all the way forward. Take the black wire from the Boost Auto Parts harness and connect it to the T-tap connected to pin 2 of the door module. Make sure the metal from the disconnect slides directly into the T-tap and that the disconnect slides all the way forward. Lift the front edge of the door module slightly to remove it from its plastic retaining clip. Run all of the wires except for the solid red and solid black behind the door module. On the driver's side, you will have 2 black connectors and 2 white connectors. Pull the door module away and route the wires directly in to where all the connectors go. Take the door module and clip it back on. Plug in the white connectors from the Boost Auto Parts mirrors to the Boost Auto Parts wireless module. These are keyed specifically, so cannot be plugged in incorrectly. These white connectors will only be present on the driver's side. Also plug in the 2 black connectors, which control the power fold and power extend as shown here. Boost Auto Parts offers mirrors with and without Power Extend. If you purchased mirrors without Power Extend, you will not have a black connector with orange wires coming off the mirrors, so you can just leave the black connector with the orange wires coming off the Boost Auto Parts module disconnected. Plug your 8-pin connector into our 8 to 22-pin adapter. It is important to note we do not recommend pushing this 22-pin connector into the base of the mirror. It's best to keep it just behind the trim panel. Bring the wireless module into position. It's best to tuck it right over here. Once done, be sure to tie all the wires up with the provided zip ties to keep them clear and out of the way. Once that is complete, trim the zip ties to clear the excess. Repeat the procedure on the passenger side. On the passenger side, there will just be one harness as it does not need to intercept the power adjust. The same tap locations apply on the passenger side, the red wire to pin 1 and the black wire to pin 2. However, the wire colors will likely vary. If your mirrors are signal only, feel free to fast forward past this next section, but be sure to watch the end of the video as it does have a user guide explaining how to use the wireless power fold and power extend features in great detail. If you purchase signal and running light or switchback mirrors, you will have this supplemental blue wire and should follow the video for what to do with the blue wire. If you purchase signal only mirrors, you can disregard the portion of the video regarding how to run the blue wire on an 8-pin vehicle.
Now just go ahead and route that blue wire down behind the door module here, down into this rubber boot area at the bottom of the door. Now go ahead and remove this rubber boot here.
Now what we're going to do is get some additional slack into the door harness. There's a trim clip located in the door right here. What you're going to do is reach your arm in over from here, and then what you're going to do is there's a trim clip, like I said, right here. So just go ahead and take your hand and you're just going to go ahead and release that trim clip from right here. You just pull straight back and you'll see there's the trim clip. That's what you're going to go ahead and release. It'll give you a little more slack.
Now you'll want to cut a small slit in the boot away from the wires. And pass your blue wire through that slit there. Remove the lower door boot here. You just want to squeeze that rubber grommet and pull it out. Then you just want to carefully cut off the zip tie of the upper door boot here and go ahead and pull back the rubber.
Remove the door harness from the door jamb here. There's 2 clips on the top and 1 clip on the bottom. You'll want to depress in order to remove this.
Now we're going to go ahead and tape this wire to this straightened out piece of coat hanger here. You can use any firm piece of metal to do this, but you'll just want to tape the wire to some firm metal piece that you can run through the door. Go ahead and run the coat hanger and the wire up from where it is now, up into the door jamb there, and it'll come right out as shown here. You want to make sure your window is down during this process to make sure nothing is interfering with the window. Remove the tape and pull our coat hanger back through. Release these 2 connectors. There's just a clip on each side. Pull that out of the door. Tape that wire up. Just make sure it's nice and snug there. Then run this through the door boot. Untape that wire. Pull the metal piece out. And pull all the slack through that. Just like so. And push the bottom door boot slightly back in so that you can re-latch the trim clip. Now on both the passenger and driver's side, you're going to be working on the top side of the connector, the one that the gray connector originally went into. What you want to do is go ahead and unlatch this white component by just prying out on those 2 tabs, one on each side. It'll just pop the lock out, but you want to leave that in the connector.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert this wire provided by Boost Auto Parts into the correct slot for the running light. The passenger side will get placed into pin B8 and the driver's side will be placed into pin B11.
Now this is going to be the top of the connector. So again, the side that the gray connector was originally plugging into. These are labeled, but B8, if you're looking at it like it was originally in the door, B8 is located in this top right-hand position. So the passenger would go into B8 right here. If it were the driver, it would go into B11 right here. Now there is one way and one way only for these pins to be inserted. The crimp, this side, needs to face down towards the bottom. So what you'll do is you just go ahead and place it straight in, and it should just slide straight on forward. And you should feel it kind of latch into place. So again, the passenger side we placed into pin B8. After that's done, what you're going to do is you're just going to come to the head of the connector and put that white latch down. And it should just lock it straight into place. And then you'll just go ahead and press it the rest of the way.
And run that door boot back underneath the hinge there, up where it was before. And you'll want to plug both of these connectors in, making sure the black one goes on the bottom and the gray one goes on the top. Gently pull the slack on the blue wire back from the bottom of the door boot. Be careful when doing this, make sure not to rip any terminals out of the connector. Then pull all that slack through the door. Pull it all through the boot there. You want to make sure when all is said and done to keep it clear of the window. Tie that wire up with the existing door harness and making sure it's out of the way. Put the boot back over and replace the zip tie. And slide that connector back in. And reinstall the lower door boot here. Do one final visual, making sure this blue wire is out of the way of the window. Once that's secure, you'll go ahead and put that boot back in.
When bringing the door panel back into position, make absolutely certain no wires are anywhere that can be pinched from the door panel. Reinstall the driver and passenger side door panel. The door panel installation is the exact opposite of the removal, which is shown in great detail earlier in this video. When reinstalling this triangle trim piece, make sure all the wires are tucked out of the way. When you put in that bolt, make sure also that you have no wires behind the bolt. Once done, securely fasten the triangle trim piece with the trim clips included on the trim piece. Make sure to do the procedure on both the driver and passenger side, then reinstall the negative terminal of the battery and your installation should be complete. To get all the parts shown in this video, as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check out our website at boostautoparts.com. You can test the module activation by selecting the left mirror adjust button, then pressing the left left, right right button sequence, and you should hear the module beep twice. With that, your installation is now complete. This next section of the video will go over the features of the product, as well as how to use the wireless folding and or extension functionality. Please note this video is filmed on a GMC truck, however, the same procedure applies to the F-150.
To begin, start by activating the modules. Do this by pressing the left mirror adjust selector. Then, use the left left, right right button sequence on the arrow pad to activate the modules. Once you hear 2 fast beeps, the module is activated. While the modules are activated, the mirror glass will not adjust. Once the modules are activated, you may power fold and power extend the mirrors. Tap the up arrow to fold the mirror out, or tap the down arrow to fold the mirror in. If your mirrors are equipped with power extend, you'll press and hold the left arrow to extend the mirror, or press and hold the right arrow to retract the mirror. To avoid damage to the mirror, be sure not to hold the arrow past the point of completion. In the event the button is held too long, a beep sequence of 1 long beep and 1 short beep will sound, and mirror extension will stop. You may see the passenger side mirror start folding or extending slightly after the driver's side due to the modules communicating from side to side. To deactivate the mirror, you have two options. The first option would be to let the modules time out. If there is no activity for 10 seconds, the modules will automatically deactivate. You can also deactivate the modules manually by using the left-left, right-right button sequence on the arrow pad. You'll hear 3 fast beeps once the modules are deactivated. Once the modules are deactivated, any left-hand mirror adjustment will be slightly delayed to prevent erratic module activation.